And Christy, would you like me to share for you or?
Nope. Oh, the slides? Sure.
Okay. Okay, so while Christy's going ahead and getting you guys up to date. Oh, okay, there we go. I'll pull those up too.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Here we are on our final module, module 9. This is not a long one, but it's just, again, hopefully the activity that we're doing today will help you as you're thinking about your final module write-up. Okay.
Oh, I've got to share this one, right?
If you don't mind.
Sorry.
No. Perfect. Okay, and then let me put in the link, your bell work for today. Let's see. That should take you there. And then, Shannon, would you mind pulling up that slide, the bell work slide? Thank you. Okay, so for the final module, what you're going to be doing is we have on these slides, you're going to see, I think, 5 or 6 different questions. Okay, we're asking you to at least, we want you to work on it. If you're in the meeting today, you're going to answer 2 of the questions today. If you happen to be watching this as a video, then you're going to need to go in and make sure that you answer this. And we're asking that you finish it by Saturday, next week, Saturday. So when you go to this new set of slides, and let's see, the link should be there. You're going to see on the second slide, you're going to see your name and a number next to it. That number correlates to the question that we're giving you to answer. So say, for example, Alice, she's going to jump to slide 3, and maybe Shannon, you can just jump to slide 3. And this is the first question that we assigned for her. So she would answer, why is effective classroom management important? And you can see that her name's right there, and she's going to type her response in right there. So all of you have a slide that's been assigned to you. Okay. Now the second one is going to be your choice. So you can choose any other question. You're going to see that the questions are all separated by color. So if you answered one on, yep, on the orangish colored one, then jump to any different color slide and you can answer that question. Okay. So again, one you get to choose and one you don't. So if you're doing the one that the second question to answer, just find any blank spot, type in your name and type in your response. We left more than enough slides for you for each of the questions. So if multiple people want to answer, like on the screen one where Shannon is, what is the difference between getting to know your students and having a classroom community? Go ahead and just put your name on any of those sections and fill it in. So again, you're going to be answering 2 questions. The first one, look for your name and the slide that we've given you. And then the second one, choose any one that you like, and you can answer that. Okay. So we're going to give you, how much time should we give them? I think 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's check up on you in 10 minutes, see how you're doing. And then if you need more time, we can give you more time. How's that? Okay. Any questions? It should be shared. I don't know if you had opened it up or opened it earlier, Tia. Yeah, just again.
It was you, Christy. I changed it to edit.
Oh, you changed it? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's check back with you at 10:58. And then if you guys have questions in the meantime, just put it in the chat. We'll monitor that. Okay, can I just get a check from all of you? Do you need more time? A little bit more time? Okay. I'll give you a few more minutes. And then for those of you, how about I'll check again maybe in about 5 minutes. And then for those of you who are done, just make sure that you're going through and looking at the questions, the other questions that you didn't answer. Because again, this is going to be really important as you're moving into your, we're kind of trying to prep you into thinking about the course as a whole for your final reflection. Okay, so I'll check again. Yep, in a few minutes. Let's see. After we're done answering the 2 questions, can we copy and paste into our portfolio? You're going to use it kind of to guide you. You can probably take some of those ideas, but you're going to want to definitely expand from this activity. It's not going to be enough just to take this information and paste it straight in there. Yeah, but it will kind of, it is going to lend itself to helping you as you're writing. How are you guys doing? Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to come back to the questions from the spell work as we're going to talk about the final portfolio assignment. So kind of keep that page on hold. And then Shannon, did you want to go over the agenda?
Certainly. Okay, so we've just done our bell work with our roundtable questions. Then we're going to review captions a little bit, some more did you knows, talk about our portfolio due date, and then we will have a survey for you guys to complete. And then if time permits, we can do some more discussion with roundtables and then answer any questions you guys might have. Would somebody like to read this roundtable?
This is a simple cooperative learning structure that can be used with any subject matter. It can be used to create an anticipatory set for a lesson, to check for acquisition of information, or to liven up drill and practice. If the contributions are oral rather than written, it is called round robin or share around.
Great, thank you so much. So don't forget, you guys have this, all these strategies in your resources in the Google Classroom. These are all things that we either used incorporated into the class or just things that we have incorporated into our own practices that we wanted to share with you. Okay, so as we're going through everybody's portfolios, we just wanted to remind everybody to be sure to include your captions. For the most part, I think everybody's been doing really good on captions. Just make sure you are including the important information. So we're looking at what the document is, why it's evidence, and what is it evidence of. So why is it, what is it, why is it important? And if you choose to do it in paragraph form, that's fine. Just be sure to answer all three of those questions, okay? Any questions on the captions? All righty. Okay, so next we'll go into the portfolio requirement for this one.
Perfect. Okay, thanks, Shannon. As you're looking at doing your final portfolio assignment, you're going to realize that, and as you're looking at the information, you're going to see there's a lot of information that we shared throughout this course and that you guys were able to talk about and to share your strategies about. So what you're going to be doing is taking all of these elements, and we try to, and I'm going to go back to the bell work questions now. You're going to see that those bell work questions were more generalized to your beliefs about classroom management and your takeaways from all that. You're going to see that they're not specific to any specific strategies or modules that we did. But what you're going to want to do in your final portfolio is you're going to want to sum up all of that. So you can take this information. I know Laura was asking, by all means, please take what you wrote here, but we're going to ask you to expand on it a little bit more. Okay, so if you kind of get stuck, what you can do is you can always go back to these questions from this bell work and see how they're more generalized, and then you can answer some of those within your final reflection. Okay, now when we go back to the instructions, thanks Shannon, she is so on it with these slides. Okay, on the next slide, what's going to be really important about the final reflection.
Is this the slide you want, Christy, or the next one?
The next one, if you can, please.
Okay.
Okay, so again, think back on all the modules that you've done so far. Please, please, please do not summarize the course or summarize the modules of what you did. The final reviewer is going to be looking for more than that. She's looking for the takeaway of what you have as far as new understandings about classroom management. She's going to be looking truly at how your classroom management understandings have evolved and how you're going to take what you've learned here now and how you're translating it into your class. Okay, so again, we're looking at about 300 to about 700 words in length. So again, it's your value that you place on this course, and again, that impact that it's going to have on you as you continue on in your teaching career. So we gave you some guiding questions. So if you look at part one, again, how has this course and the discussions with your classmates influenced your understandings of classroom management? And then what are those new understandings that have come out of it, and how are you going to change that practice? They're really going to look at that, and that's kind of part of that whole rubric 3 thing as far as your growth. Okay, and then part 2, you're going to again go back and address how you feel your understanding of classroom management skills will impact your students. So really focus in on them and how it's going to correlate to the GLOs or the Naho'opena, A'o. So whatever your school uses, you can refer to either one, both of them. If you guys use something else in your school, that's okay. However, it links back to your students, and their growth is going to be really important as well. Any questions on this entry? And this is it. After you finish this entry, once you get hundreds on all the rest of those entries, you are going to be good to go, and we'll put that portfolio together again for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, and I think Jackie's going to take over from here.
Yes, so to help you with this final portfolio entry, we have an activity for you. We're going to be putting you in pairs, random groups. And what you're going to do is we've pulled out the part 1 and part 2 questions that Christy already had shared with you earlier. And we're going to give you time to discuss it with a peer or a colleague to get some ideas about what are some things you could write for your final reflection. So we have the 3 prompts here: the value you place, how it will or will not impact your future, and how you feel the improvement of your classroom management skills impact students. Those are 3 questions that come out from, again, your final entry. And we want you to have time to talk with a colleague about what are some things you could put in this section. We highly suggest that you take notes as you folks talk about it, because that will help you with writing that final piece. We found that the best way to do is there's no template for you or anything. It's kind of an open discussion, and as you folks are talking about it, you might find some ideas of, oh yeah, I could say that too in my final entry about this course, etc. So we're going to give you about 15 minutes to do that as a pair. Talk about the questions, talk about what you could write for that section, take good notes, and it will be helpful when writing your final entry. So we'll give you 15 minutes again. If you have questions, you can stay back and ask your questions. If not, we want you to go ahead and get started on these questions and reflections. So Shannon's going to be putting you in a breakout room.
Hello, everybody. I think this is our group.
Hello. Hey,
What up,
Jamie.
Ashley? How's it going?
Kellen.
It's good.
Okay, so I
Oh, we're
wrote,
partners. Perfect.
I like being your partner.
I like being your partner too. Okay, what were you saying? You were right. What did you write?
I just started jotting ideas on this final reflection. And I said, I have a better understanding on how to create a better how to have better classroom management. There's new strategies and ideas, like great ideas that I've heard from people in my groups and in the readings. And for example, the importance of communicating with families, collaborating with other educators, creating better rules than what I've had, and so forth.
Very nice. I am going to be talking more about changing different things in the management that I was doing, specific rules, and especially communicating with parents more. I wrote down that I want to send home more positive forms. Obviously we don't have time to call the parents all the time, but like send home a note to the parents, like, oh, your kid did great today, or send it home with an assignment. And then I also was thinking about sending home like monthly, weekly, or per unit. Like, this is what we're gonna do, and then have a specific part where they have written questions to send back, or something like that. I don't know. Made me think a lot.
That's really smart. Sending it home and having questions like for the parents. That's what Ava's teacher does. She has this composition book where we have to sign it every week, and she sends home what they're learning, what they did, any important information. So that's like a great way to communicate with the families.
Yeah, I'm like, a lot of the educators I feel in this course are elementary, so I hear a lot of the things they're saying, and I wish we could put it into play with our 100+ kids. So it's
I
just
know.
finding ways to communicate better with them without having, I mean, we don't have time to do anything and with our schedule. So it's like small little things like that. Like, how can we take a competition book but not make it a competition book, but be able to communicate these things better?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
I think it would have to be like I feel like if we did it, it should be a school-wide thing where the
Mhm.
students have to like or get it signed by the parent or something, you know.
It has to
'Cause-
start an advisory where we were, we're responsible just for those 19, and then parents can communicate with that one specific
But-
notebook for all or something.
We can do it with our new planners that we should suggest to Melissa.
Yes. That would be perfect. Like, put a section in there, communication section.
Yeah. Put like a folder in the planner kind of a thing. I wonder if they have those, you know, like where they can
I'm
fold
sure
their
they could.
and
Yeah, that's what we should put down as team leaders and just bring that to Melissa. I'll pull out of where I got it from. And then, like, this is what we're looking for, and these are the things we need to add. Can we go forth with this?
I'm gonna start a spreadsheet of how we want our planners.
Yeah. Like, I feel like they would be used if they were, like, with parents, if they were created more effectively. Like, the
Yeah.
ones we have now are just impossible. I mean, kids have to draw lines. Like, they shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
It should be very clear. I think that would be, that one planner could be an effective communicator with parents.
Yeah.
And then like with that folder, each individual teacher, like, I sent home on Do Good paper, like, that could be put in there, and then they could cite it, or whatever that they got it, and any comments they had back, everything.
I don't know. Like my school, But it might just have been in the dorms that we had to get our planner signed every day.
It used to be required at our school.
And any important things my like dorm advisors would see.
Mm-hmm.
So
But I know they do that in elementary. I don't know why. It should be more important in middle school and high school. Like, because you're gearing towards the exit of schooling.
yeah. Yeah.
Especially middle school, because they're transitioning from the elementary to like parents think they can do it on their own when they really cannot yet.
And if we do implement that, we'd have to make sure that everyone does it. So I think it's part of that accountability with
Mhm.
teachers,
Mm-hmm.
which might be cool.
They would just have, yeah, we would just have to build it in better. Like just every day, the kids have them out on their desk. They just come and pick it up. And it really doesn't take long to look.
Got all
Really
these
should
ideas
come up
going in my head now.
I know. It's like I just like I don't know. I think like sending home papers. We were talking in one of our groups about how like we send home papers with kids and we just assume they're gonna give it to their parents and explain it. Like we really need to explain to them what we're sending home so that they can communicate it. Like especially with language barriers or parents
Oh
who don't
yeah.
have time to just read it.
Yeah.
And then the parents who don't care. What about just like where's the time to do all this? We need like,
Yeah. That's like the big question. Where's the time? We just have to like build in time to do it. I don't know.
I know. I don't even have time during yeah.
We need a coach. That's what we need. We need a coach that can do it for us.
Mm-hmm.
We need like 3
That's
coaches.
Yeah, you, me, and Sam.
Yeah. I was talking to a teacher at Colahale. I think she started at Koloa, but she was saying that I think it was Koloa has something like 3 or 4 coaches at their school. And I was like, that's what we need. Because I was asking her, how did you guys get your test score so high? She's like, well, we have these coaches that come in and hold everyone accountable. I was like,
That's nice. I feel like when we did have coaches, it wasn't effective like that. We would just have to be like legit. That's nice. Just like how Chiefus has their coaches for data team.
yeah.
And not even just to check a box, but to actually make it worth our while, A lot of things we do is just to check a box.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like the thing is like getting the teachers on board to actually do it. Instead of here, I'm checking off a box.
Yeah.
I'm clients. What was that?
This planner could be a good thing.
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. So this planner could be a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
It could be a communication log in there too, like
Yeah.
behavior, just behavior. Like, I mean, some kids won't show their parents, but if we make it a thing where this planner is important, because they have to have a planner in high school, and that's their bathroom pass. That's their community. Like, it is like their Bible. They say so. They say the freshman teacher team made it seem like their planner was really important. So it's like, how are we not prepping them for that in middle school?
We're not supposed to. Never mind. I'll shut my mouth. One.
I would say this thing. Another Juliana. Ridiculous. We used to
Yeah,
literally meet the freshman team, and it was amazing how much of a disconnect we had from them.
with who?
The freshman team.
Um,
But at least the math kids are coming prepared now. Good job.
yeah, good job, all of us.
I-
I was talking with a husband and wife yesterday. So the wife works at Colorado, the husband works at the high school. I was like, "Oh, you work at the high school?" And I guess he helped build that freshman academy and
Who is
made
it?
Dante.
Yep. I knew exactly who you were talking about. I know them.
And I was like, "Oh, you should come whip our school into some shape right now." Like, but
Yep. I know he worked hard for that freshman academy. That's the group that we used to talk with. Me and Justin.
that you what?
Justin and I used to meet with them,
Oh,
and it was like, like we made a list of things that they weren't seeing that they wish they were seeing as they came in to freshman year.
I feel like we should have those conversations with them again.
Mm-hmm. I agree, because Justin and I took that list to above, and it was like, nope, I don't agree with that. I was like, okay,
Uh, it's kind of
we
like
tried,
it's
but
kind of
they
like
know that.
it's kind of like how above doesn't agree with just making a copy of the document, putting it on
You
the
know, she came up to me afterwards and was like, "Oh my gosh, please tell Ashley thank you." I panicked and I just couldn't think. Like, so she really just couldn't get past. She had no idea. It was like she was stuck. Made no sense. She like panicked and was like, "It's not possible." She's like, "Ashley saved me." I was
I
like,
like
"She sure did."
I came home and I was like, I don't think I'm incompetent. Like I was like, and I was telling Sean, I was like, Sean, all I did after was, oh my gosh, if that didn't work, that would have been terrible.
And if I would have realized like what it was, handout of that would have been just fine.
Yeah, but that
She
would have
should
been
have just.
that would have been a waste of paper and all that colored ink, because that whole thing was colored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we have a lot of tech savvy people at our school that can do it on the dock, you know.
Yeah.
And then like what Kristen was saying, she's like, because I heard her ask if she wanted a paper copy, and Kristen was like, no, I want to be able to click the links and read what these words mean.
Hmm. Yeah. Very good point. Glad she ultimately let you do that.
Hopefully she ultimately lets us make more decisions and have more input on things.
That's one of the bullet points. It will help impact our future action.
Hey, that's what we just learned about.
No, we're a school of GLOs, but we don't do much with them. We used to.
Yeah,
We used to put them on mid quarters.
we used to do a lot with them, and now we don't. But you know what? When for the ES stuff, the observation sheet that Joseph gave me, he's like, "What GLOs are you addressing?" And I was like, "You guys should talk more about these GLOs, especially for the people that don't know what these GLOs are, you know."
especially if they're in the EES or
Yeah,
whatever.
it says
Or whatever you just said.
that we have to address the GLOs. And I'm like, okay, but
Oh, there's a lot, and we're supposed to also, you know what we're also supposed to be doing that we don't do
tribes.
is well, that too. Crap, what's it called? Standards-based grading.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I remember having training on that a couple years ago, and I was like, we are not doing that. Like,
Yeah. I before I left, I was doing it standards based. And that's all I would grade was I put in my grade book was all the standards
mm-hmm.
versus the assignment names, you know. Then I
I mean, that,
switched.
yeah, ultimately is what it should be, but you know.
Oh, I came across that freshman academy thing and I was looking at their syllabus and I see the grading scale. So they use that grading scale that I think you still have it in your grade book, right?
They still do that. I was wondering if they did.
Well, that's what I see posted on their website.
That's interesting because I had been wanting to know if they still did that because that's where I got it from when I started.
Yeah,
That's crazy they grade like that.
I'll send you the link for that.
Okay.
Your email.
Okay. We hope that was helpful for you. Did anybody need more time with the discussions? Okay. Thanks, Christine. Oh, okay. Could use 5 more minutes. All right. Anybody else? Maybe what I can ask, I think it was Heather, is if you don't mind. Okay. Oh, maybe we should do a 5 more minute then. Okay. If you need, but Shannon, will we be able to put them back in the same rooms? Probably not. Yeah. If we did them randomly.
Yeah, they're back in the same room.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and give you 5 more minutes. And seems like more than a few of you could use that extra time. So go ahead and we'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay, thanks for coming back. We hope that 5 minutes helped a little bit more with your final write-up or getting ideas for your final. And you're welcome, Graciela. You're very welcome. And thank you for letting us know that you needed an extra time, because that helped us to figure out how we should complete or finish up the rest of this section. So we did complete the feedback activity. We're really winding up now. Next slide, Shannon. And we hope that helped you get some ideas. So just a quick reminder that your portfolio entries are due by November 1st, 11:59 p.m. We're encouraging you highly to check your emails regularly. Once we get your submittal of your portfolio entries, we'll look through them again one last time, especially for the new mod or entries that are coming in. Any revisions that we see, we're going to be returning it to you with comments about what needs to be fixed. And we have a small time or a small window when those revisions need to be made. Once you get that email from us indicating the revisions that need to be made, please make the revisions, resubmit that entry back to us so we can review it again. And again, leave the comments in there so we know exactly what we're looking for. And it'll be kind of a back and forth things until, as they mentioned earlier, you see 100 on all parts of your entries, then you're good to go. But if not, please check it regularly so you can be timely with revising your portfolio entries, because on November 27th, we are required to submit all the portfolios that are complete to PDE3. And at that point, they'll be pooling the portfolios that they want to review. So again, check your emails, please. We have a survey for you to complete. There's a link there. And the last part is take a breath. You're almost there. You have the module 8 today to complete and module 9. If you've already completed the others, then you're pretty well caught up. Just the last 2 modules to complete now. And remember to go back and complete part 4 of module 1. All right, if there's no other questions, we just want to thank you for joining us in the course. We really enjoyed your participation. Stay online if you have further questions.